Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone for teaching me the truth, 100% securely. And I'd like to give a salutation to the Akim and Aqua who are listening and studying to sort ourselves a crew. This is your brother Bayan from the Tulsa, Oklahoma Hebrew Israelite Camp, coming back to you with another quick lesson. And this pretty much just quick lesson based on his scoffer. And I got the volume down or whatever, man. It's he actually he's not really saying nothing. He just got some music playing in the background or whatever. But anyway, you see this the caption, the title of the video, it said why God can't obey his own law. Okay, and he put, that's the question mark right here at the title. Okay, so that's pretty much to be a response to this, right? And he said, why did God allow Jacob to marry two sisters, Leah and Rachel, at the same time? Wasn't that forbidden by God according to the book of Leviticus in the Bible? Okay. And it says, Christian, why God can't obey his own law? And it said, both Leah and Rachel even gave their slave girls to Jacob to have additional baby for them. Okay, so we can go ahead and address that. And then you got even people in the comment section, they were bugged out too, trying to say let's see what it says. They say, and of course you got women, and that's why the scripture said, I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over man, but to be in silent. Okay, so she comment and said that happened in the book of Genesis, then there was Exodus, and then you have Leviticus, and he said where these laws were given. Okay, basically implying that Jacob didn't have the full law at that time, and that's simply just not true, right? And then you got another yeah, and see we find right. He said, I suppose God still working on a book that time, so the law was not ready yet. And she said, not really. All right, so that what are you talking about? So you don't that's why when the scriptures say that I suffer not a woman to teach, you need to be quiet. You don't know what you're saying. Okay. Here go another example. Jacob, another comment. Jacob, who was the son of Isaac, lived before Moses came down with the law from Mount Sinai. Moses came six generations after. So they think but Jacob, even the scriptures, it says Jacob knew the laws. Okay, so that's just simply not true. All right, and so all you got to do is simply go to the account on what happened with Jacob. So Jacob didn't intentionally break that law. He was basically beguiled, by his uncle. All right, that's pretty much what happened. So it wasn't like, they making it sound like Jacob was this 2/3 ass nigga, sounded like a 2/3 nigga to up today. What he's like, man, homegirl bad. I want her and her sister. That's how they making it sound. As if Jacob was trying to do that. No, that ain't what happened. Okay, and so we're real quick. Let's get Romans chapter 15 and verse 4, all right, because it said, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scripture might have hope. Okay, and so that's pretty much the point right there. The scripture is written for our learning. Okay, and you will see when the things happen to Jacob, you see an example. So even Yahweh Shah put it in a law. Okay, with the law that they're talking about is Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 18. All right. Really which break down how you supposed to, you're not supposed to lay down certain sexual acts is forbidden. Right, so but yeah, we just get straight to the point, verse 18, because it's a lot of the laws in here is forbidden. So verse 18, Leviticus 18 and 18, it says, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. Okay? Matter of fact, let's pull this up in the go to the blue letter and come back to that Genesis 29. Cause I want to read the NLT version as well too. Right? Because it says, while your wife is living, do not marry her sister and have sexual relationship with her, for they will be rivals. Okay, and see that's pretty much what happened during Jacob's reign when he married both Leah and Rachel. All right, and so this is the learning experience because they say why they will be rivals. See, the Lord actually explained it in the law, and then an account was made and you saw an example of what happened with Jacob. And that's why I read that Romans 15 and 14, because it said it's written for our learning. Okay? Now, let me get a couple of scriptures addressing, those comments where people were saying that, Jacob and them didn't know the laws right away, and that's just simply not true, man. They did know the laws. Just get Genesis 26. This is a one example right here. Okay, so I mean, you can read this whole chapter right here, but the point is in verse 5, right? So I'm gonna just go ahead and read verse 5, starting at verse 4. Okay, because the Lord gave the instruction to Isaac at this time, right? And this is because they kept the law. This is why, matter of fact, we just go ahead and read it from the top. It's Genesis 26 and 1. It says, and there was a famine in the land besides the first famine that was in the days of Abraham, and Isaac went into Amalek's, the king of the Palestine, unto Goriah. And the Lord Yahweh appeared unto him and said, go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land which I shall tell thee of. Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee, for unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the other which I have swear unto Abraham thy father. And I will make thy seed multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries, and in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed. All right, and then the Lord giving you a reason why he's giving him these blessings. Right, in verse 5, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandment, my statute, and my laws. Okay, and so that's further proving that they knew the law. So, that all that BS what they talking about, Jacob didn't have the laws, or the laws wasn't really, the Lord didn't give Moses the law. It was before Jacob's time. That's BS, man. It's just simply just going through the scripture and then tell you that they knew the laws right there. All right. So get a few more. Let's get Psalm 78. And verse 5. Okay, because it says, for he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our father that they should make them known to their children. Okay, verse 6, that the generations to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in Yahweh Yahushua and not forget the work of Yahweh Yahushua, but keep his commandment, and might not be as their father, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Okay, so even King David knew this fact that going into those times, he knew the history. Okay, they had a rebellious heart. They kept the laws, and then 1 minute they didn't keep the laws, and so on and so forth. They just going on from generation to generation, man. and get another one, and then we can go ahead and read uh, Genesis the 29th chapter, showing you that it was Laban that led Jacob into that situation that he got in. Okay, because he really wanted Rachel. All right, so this is simple. All you had to do was just read the scriptures, and and that's just showing you how ignorant you people are, man. They don't read the scriptures. Okay, they just make a video and try to make it seem like the Lord was wrong in this situation. All right, and even Yahweh Shah said the Lord Yahweh is perfect. Okay, in all His judgment. So this Psalm 147 and 19, and it says, He soweth His word unto Jacob, His statute and His judgment unto Israel. He had not dwelt Salakia, he has not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgment, they have not known him. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Okay, to the point in verse 19. So Jacob knew the laws and statutes and commandments, all right? So there's those comments that they made showing you that they was ignorant of the scriptures, okay? Now going to this Genesis the 19, not the Genesis 19, but Genesis chapter 29, okay, where the account when Jacob married both sisters, okay? So right here at the top, Genesis 29 and 1, it says, Jacob went on his journey and came into the land of the people of the east. And he looked, and behold, a well in the field, and lo, there were 3 flocks of the sheep lying by it. For out of that well they watered the flock, and a great stone was upon the well's mouth. And thither were all the flock gathered, and they rolled the stone from the well's mouth, and gathered the sheep, and put the stone again upon the well's mouth in his place. And Jacob said unto them, My brethren, whence be ye? And they said of Haran are we. And he said unto them, Know ye Laban, the son of Nahor? And they said, We know him. And he said unto them, Is he well? And they said, He is well. And behold, Rachel, his daughter, cometh with the sheep. And he said, Lo, it is yet high day, neither is it time that the cattle should be gathered together. Water ye the sheep, and go and feed them. And they said, We cannot until all the flock be gathered together, until they roll the stone from the well's mouth. Then we water the sheep. And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she kept them. And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and he was Rebekah's son, and she ran and told her father. All right? And it says, and it came to pass, okay, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, then he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house, and he told Laban all these things. And Laban said to him, Surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him in the space of a month. And Laban said unto Jacob, Because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught? Tell me, what shall thy wages be? Okay, so this is their agreement. This is what they going into negotiation right here. And Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the elder was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. And Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored. And Jacob loved Rachel, and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel thy younger daughter. And Laban said, It is better that I give her to thee, than that I should give her to another man. Abide with me. Okay, so right here they agreed. Okay, Laban agreed that Jacob would work 7 years, and he would marry Rachel at the end of the 7 years. Verse 20, and Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her. Okay? Now right here you see Laban's treachery. All right? Laban's treachery. So when you go into the word treachery, it means betraying of trust. Okay? All right, in verse 21, it says, Jacob said unto Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled, that I may go in unto her. Okay? And see, and when it said in unto her, it's basically talking about the act of sex. That's how this sex is marriage right here. Because you read it in verse 21, the NLT, finally the time came for me to marry her. I have fulfilled my agreement. Jacob said to Laban, now give me my wife so I can sleep with her. Okay? Now, verse 22, Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast. Okay? And it says, and it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah his daughter and brought her to him, and he went in unto her. Okay? So this is that treacherous uncle of Jacob that led him to, going against the laws of Yahweh Shai. But this was, again, this is something you got to go into. Like, you can't just say like Jacob was intentionally broke the laws of Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is what happened during that situation. And so we pretty much just read on in your own time, but right here, but it just told you, man, these people just want to make it seem like how about me or the law contradict yourself. That was the whole reason why he put that video up. All right, and so that's why this is only for the elect. Okay, only the elect is going to get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Okay, so I just wanted to read that, man, and just show you how bugged out you people are, man. It's just trying to make any old little excuse, trying to make it like how about y'all try to contradict yourself and so on and so forth. So. That's pretty much the point, man. Lord willing is edifying with that, and we give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth 100% securely. Shalom, Shalom, Kwam Yashavala, Shalom.